Hello, and welcome back to Heaven Will Be Mine. We're playing through a Saturn, and we've gone through 2 days so far. We've got some emails to catch up on. Or some email. Subject, RE. Origin, Celestial Mechanics Fleet Main. Misfire transmission. Author, junk data. Error. Oh my god, sorry for getting back to you so late, but I was in the middle of a meeting. My phone buzzed so much the director asked me if I needed to take a call. I swear you do this on purpose. I don't think you really need feedback on your nudes that quickly, even though, yes, they're really, really important to me, and I can't stop thinking about them or getting any of my work done. And my presentation suffered greatly for my lack of focus. I expect you're prepared for a little payback. And after I sent you my schedule so that this wouldn't happen again, even. Hey, you wouldn't have asked me for my meeting times so that you could send those to me at the worst possible moment, would you? I already know the answer to that, so why don't you tell me this? Why can I never get enough of you? Yeah, just a flirty one. Be careful today. I'm never careful any day, so... I'm serious this time. Iapetus is in the field today. I don't know where he's fighting, but you should be careful. Jeez, you worry too much. Obviously because you give me so much to worry about. I mean, are you really worried? His ship self is actually not that scary. Not as scary as mine. As if that was a thing I was worried about. What then? Oh, ooh, God, I'm not even thinking about letting our mutual ex touch me. I won't even fight him. I'll curve him the second his tide so much as tremble against my plating. Why would you worry? I don't even slightly hate him less than you do. Why would you worry? Okay. Sorry, that was just I had to unpack that for a moment. There is no possible way you hate him more than I do, but that's not the issue. That's never the issue with him. Hating him hasn't made him any easier to deal with. We were kids, though. We're older and wiser now. Lamau. I do love the tiny snapshot of just how they type laughing. Really characterful. At least you are, Mercury. Hardly. Or I wouldn't be telling you. You remember how he just casually linger his fingers a second too long on your shoulder? In front of everyone? Ugh. It was so gross. It was so gross. And I loved the attention every time. It made me so smug. I loved it. It was gross. I hate him. Do you love yourself not to fall for it again? I definitely hate him enough not to fall for it. Do you? No, obviously. I'm still in Celestial Mechanics. How do you think I feel? You're soaring. You've got a stupid idiot who loves you, and you get to do research and never have to deal with him again. And with this ship self, we'll have the future. And no matter what, I'll make sure he won't. Channel closed. Oh, Iapetus sounds like even more of a shit than I had thought. Maybe he's their peer, but I had understood it that he was... I don't know exact relationship dynamic, but from what they're describing, it sounds like he is a person who had some degree of authority or a power dynamic where he was in charge and used that to date other people who were also just younger, less experienced, and not aware of the situation entirely. A lot of that does depend on the very specifics of the dynamic, but I mean, I already didn't like Iapetus, so this isn't really going to enamor me to him anymore. And crucially, I do know that if you fully side with celestial mechanics, you're not doing what he wants anyway, so he's clearly not meant to be like an aspirational or admirable figure. So now we've got a new mission, Deep Dive. The oxygen ocean serves as both fuel yard and terraforming engine for planet Ares, and is the perfect hiding place for the migrating celestial mechanics fleet. But deep down, something is reaching up for them. And 400mm kits, which we have done before, where Saturn and Lunaterra will meet. I feel like pacing-wise it makes sense to do the mission that has only a bit of new stuff. No, go ahead, take your time. We're not dying yet or anything. You know, fighting officially on Ares is a lot less fun than I was promised it would be. It's real work, Saturn. I thought that's what all of that getting back on our good side was all about. They shouldn't have done such a good job of hiding in the oxygen ocean then. You could maybe stage an attack from the Olympus ruins, but not even Kratos Graces is precious enough to defend them. Memorial Foundation is thorough enough to watch over it. Of course, only they would be that annoying. There's recent activity there, and they want an investigation. They're just being paranoid. That's a stupid plan. And they're only sending someone there to waste their time, chancing we're dumb. Or baiting us. Would they really send their ace if that was not the case? Wait, that old Memorial Foundation warhorse, you mean? Why didn't you tell me the most important part first? Coordinates, now, please. Saturn, I really hope you are not actually... Yeah, I'm feeling like, Command is right, actually. That area needs some really thorough investigation. Just to be sure. What's with that sudden enthusiasm? It's really not. No, wait. It's exactly like you. When you said you fought off the Mare Christian pilot, what were you actually doing? I don't know what you're talking about, Mercury. I was so dutiful and brought this back in one piece. So that means I won. So don't worry about it. Why are you like this? Saturn getting no-scoped by Lunaterra. No, don't want to pick that. I do want to go with the same one as before, Lunaterra getting a point-blank encounter, because that's what Saturn wants. Saturn wants to get up close and personal. So, let's go with this, and again, probably going to be skipping some previously read conversations. Day 4. Yeah, our loyalty is a lot more split this time around. It's funny when you don't really think about the politics of faction things. You just end up being very centrist. Yeah, so that was a scene we'd seen before. Good scene. Definitely good one. But nothing new for me to really engage with. A lot of I enjoyed the fights, but they are, for a lot of them, kind of just character dynamics and interactions that are enjoyable and a little bit revealing of the characters, but not revealing more context or more to chew on the way that the males and the comms are. Speaking of which, we've got some to look at. Subject: Annual Academy Student Rating. Origin: Colony Server Force Extraction. Author: Memorial Foundation Space Academy Archives. Colony Server Force Extraction. I'm not sure what that means. It just feels like a jumble of words together. I won't rate them. They're still learning. Given this, Halamede is underperforming based on the expectations that you set out for her. I told you the projections were completely divorced from reality, repeatedly, for this very reason. The authority she may have wielded on Earth means nothing up here. I should add, because I know you will forget it as early as is convenient, that she is performing very highly compared to her peer group in the specific areas that you seem to consider so highly. Yes, even compared to Generation 1 aces, she has the potential to surpass them. So stop asking if she has surpassed the top one yet. I'd prefer to keep those two as separate as possible for interpersonal reasons. Halamede is too competitive and easily impressed to not make me worry about placing her in close contact with the number 1 ace. Your attempts to put those two in the same room has not gone unnoticed by me. Do you just love drama, Iapetus? Or is there something else you believe is more important than the health of our pilots? Huh. So Iapetus was specifically trying to pit, I presume, Lunaterra with Halamede. And we know they did have a relationship that was contentious. Something strange I am starting to realize. We didn't get an ending for Europa in the last game. And it was kind of Saturn's faction ending, but we didn't get an ending for Mercury either. There's a lot of characters that have plots going on that, as far as I can tell, aren't being given like a conclusive moment. I know the final comms conversation with Europa was somewhat final in that it set up the ending, but still did feel like it left Europa off. I don't think necessarily Europa needed a conclusion, but it's nice to have characters tied off at the end. But more importantly, like the characters that are more of a question mark in this way, Iapetus and Halamede aren't going to be directly addressed in this way, I'm pretty sure. Well, I guess Iapetus did get addressed in the last ending because he got owned, basically. So maybe that's where it'll come up. Maybe say Pluto's factional ending or Memorial Foundation's factional ending would address Halamede. Either way, I guess they wouldn't be addressing Europa or Mercury because they're just not in contention in the factions in the same way, I guess. Nick's final resignation. This is Dr. Nick's. Oh, okay. I was like, oh, he's resigning? Did he have a change of heart or something? No, it sounds like he got fired. Origin: Memorial Foundation Evidence Locker. Author: Special Counsel for the Prosecution of Dr. Nix. You know you fucked up when they make a counsel to fire you. In these moments, nothing is more painful than being patronized. But you couldn't even spare me that. I can't understand why you thought me to be that naive, though I really did know. They thought a world where the children were together and free could write their own futures They thought a world where the children were together and free and could write their own futures sounded wonderful. We didn't even get close for them to understand that's not what they wanted. I knew it from the start. I regret only that I didn't get further before they noticed. You are asking for my resignation, but there's nowhere else for me to go, and there's nowhere else for those children to go either. I won't let you have them, and I won't let you crush them back to their earthly shapes. What you are asking instead is for me to declare war. So I will do so, and we will see if Earth's tides are truly powerful enough to crush the new humanity you rejected. Huh. This gives me a better impression of Dr. Nix than I had before. Before, I assumed he was a bit of a clueless, hapless person, which is somewhat true because he clearly doesn't entirely understand people and their relationships from other emails we've read. But I mean, based on this email, Dr. Nix at least gets it. I'm saying he. I don't know if I actually know Dr. Nix's pronouns. So, Dr. Nix at least gets it, so they know enough, even if they might be clueless about our siblings always like this. The captain told me to thank you for the data stream. You're welcome. Do you have new results for me? Oh, that's not remotely the red voice. You're very welcome. Do you have new results for me? Yes, I'll encrypt them. Thank you. You're the best. Less than 3. I guess there's no point asking what you want them for? Coy face emoji. How afraid should I be? I'm just trying to fulfill our mission, Mercury. You know that. I am going to tell him you're as inscrutable and petulant as ever. Aw, please. I don't want your hubby to hate me. Ganymede. Why do you always call Ganymede the captain anyway? Lol. Because some of us have a sense of discretion. Aw, Captain's pet is so well behaved. Oh, so they're actually a couple. This is not your hubby was not entirely a joke. You're one to talk, Saturn. You're going to end up at the pound one of these days if you go through any more superior officers. No, it's cute you both tidally locked that quick. You're making all the lesbians jealous. Then act like it, Saturn. And I will not apologize for locking it down. I've had my fill of being a pet. That's even worse. No, it's better. Plastic and metal can be molded into any kind of shape. You can smooth over and change whatever you want. You only have to accept the interference you're designed for. A toy never gets to do anything. It just sits there looking pretty. Mercury, what do you think I want? Don't you love how our ship selves evoke so much? Just by being plastic in the silhouette of a human, these beam weapons are my fingertips. This chassis is my tits. But there are also beam weapons and impenetrable chassis. They can shred the plastic all they want, but they can't touch me. Plastic can't get hurt. But you still can be. Don't forget. People fawn over objects they worship them. I want to be the product they obsess over. I thought you were getting tired of getting thrown away. I am not for individual retail sale. Look, don't touch. One of a kind, not sold in stores. Channel closed. This is a bit of a food for thought conversation that I don't know if I have a lot to pick apart. But it's nice to get Saturn very explicitly, very directly talking about what she wants and what her ending provides in a kind of abstract sense, because obviously her ending's about making an entirely new form, but it's thematically the same direction. Yeah, I mean, there's some very characterful stuff here, which is, I guess, the strength of actually doing each person's own arc. So it's time to do Deep Dive, which is an actual new mission. The Oxygen Ocean serves as both fuel yard and terraforming engine for planet Ares, and it's the perfect hiding place for the migrating celestial mechanics fleet. But deep down, something is reaching up for them. Saturn, what are you doing? Disabling all comms and the diving supports and... Oh, you're still here? I thought I cut this channel too. Well, I should go ahead and shut it off. Don't you dare cut me off. You can listen if you promise not to whine or stop me. I will do no such thing, and you cannot make a deal with me. I'm simply stating a fact, not making an argument. Just why, Saturn? Why are you such an incorrigible, petulant nightmare? After you were probationally forgiven for doing a very good job not getting String of Pearls ruined or captured, and Command even decided to give you the job of sparking the gravity engine that will take our fleet back to the native sphere. I would think you wouldn't be so into pressing your luck recklessly. But everyone except for you is so annoying. They're annoying because whatever is causing the tidal interference from the bottom of the Oxygen Ocean is almost certainly that Kratos Grace's weapon, and they have no reason to believe you're going to be loyal. Every single second of the day, you are hard and undisciplined, and your brief periods of obedience only seem to exist to throw everyone off later. I mean, if you want me to cover for you, you'll have to play along a little. Why are you like this? Years of encouragement and grooming, followed by abandonment and neglect. You know that. Same as you. And same for that pilot you're after too? Is that why? In a different way, but I think so. Enemy or not, I want to talk. I think I'm getting somewhere. And I'm not going to get to talk if you all are interfering. What if she doesn't want to just talk? Then you'll really appreciate me cutting the cables before she pulls all of you down there with me. Why is it so important anyway? You'll really jeopardize the whole operation for that? What? You don't think I have my own cunning master plan? It's way better than his. Supposedly nothing can stop the Makula. Is it better to find out if that's true sooner than later? Fight her or talk, which is it? How are they any different? Anyways, don't worry when the connection accidentally breaks. I'll be fine. Promise. And you will be too. Share a secret moment deep down. Which will favor celestial mechanics, or get in a tug of war above the waves. It's funny that this is loyal, because delving deep into the Oxygen Ocean sounded like it was going to lead directly to engaging with Pluto. Kind of curious about this one, to be honest. I'm going to pick this. The balance shifts because Pluto tugs and Saturn yields. The Oxygen Ocean is a peaceful place because everything about it destroys everything else. You can enjoy complete privacy under the curtain of the oxygen steam, drink all the fuel and air you want, and no vessel can survive the temperature and pressure conditions below. You can float as long as you want, or until your hull turns brittle and breaks, or your organic components oxidize and explode. Celestial Mechanics has covered their wayward pilot's machine in temporary armor layers to seal out the unknown interference of gravity and seeping oxygen. The additional temporary armor layers might not be necessary, but they also might be. The Celestial Mechanics fleet tenders lower... The Celestial Mechanics fleet tenders lower the string of pearls in slowly. Is it meant to be tenderly lowers the string of pearls in slowly? Just to make absolutely sure. It feels wonderfully cold, like a spare blanket taken from the attic in winter. Pluto is there, deep, deep down, and when Saturn slips in, she feels the ripples, as if they were in opposite ends of the same perfectly still pool. The feeling is wonderful. Saturn's surprised that's true. I kind of love the background on this, even if it is just the most simplistic one. How do you know that? Wait, who is you? Huh. Wait. Okay, this is with Mercury. I have picked a loyalty option before. It still involved talking to the other pilot. I was briefly wondering if by being loyal is that how I get more of the, I don't know, the factional relationship. How do I know what? Saturn, who are you talking to? We're asking for confirmation to lower you. Yeah, I've been ready. Sorry, I got distracted. You must be if you're apologizing. There's someone down there. She's speaking to me. No, she's trying to eat me alive. Or maybe. It's really hard to tell the difference. Awesome. It's familiar. I'm so stoked. Take me down. The ocean boils wherever she touches it, even with the external equipment. There's no way to rely on sight, and the paramagnetic influence is too erratic for sensors to process. She can only feel her way, for both of them. The cable to your left is extremely important. It's the only way we have of communicating and monitoring your situation. Uh-huh. So you'll need to be extremely careful with it. Are you listening? Yes, but not to you. Shh. Shh. There's definitely someone here. Lower me. It's reaching out. Saturn feels funny. Something's not quite right. Like something's watching her. It's like someone's watching me. But it's also not like someone's watching me. It's like someone's watching her, but something isn't watching her. It's touching me. Something is touching Saturn. Its hands see her, and they also speak. It's saying something. The ocean ripples with boredom. It's really boring down here. But what else is Pluto going to do? Some girls get stuck with the worst jobs. But I've gotta do it. With nothing to do but send insinuations through the narration. So are you coming or what? I've got her again. Tidal spike detected. Mass gravity alert. Lower me further. Saturn, we're pulling you out. Oh, not just yet. Hi Saturn, hi Mercury. Sorry, I'm borrowing her for a little bit. Saturn's cockpit floods with alarm lights of an imminent high-intensity gravity event. But it's too late. String of Pearls discharges its electromagnetic field and delicately breaks off the winch. Saturn, what are you? The String of Pearls cleanly slices off the left communication wire, and the pulley system. The silence of the oxygen ocean reminds her of a sensory deprivation tank. What a good girl. Hey, don't praise me like that. I wanted to speak to you again. Damn it, I cut both wires. Even ship-to-ship comms say down. Saturn? Can you hear me? Would you hear me if I spoke with this ship? It's been such a long time since anyone could hear it. Pluto's tidal reactor pulses slowly. The thrum feels like it's coming from everywhere. Oh, I get it. You want to talk with gravity. Well, I'm not some miracle child, even though they tried very hard to make me as good as you. Saturn's reactor, an anxious little ball, is getting just so fed up with this. It's frustrating to not be understood. Would you know what that's like? You don't know how much I know. But I believe in you. If Saturn moves too much, she might forget what direction up is. The sensory deprivation of the ocean takes everything away. But she has to remember that's not true. I don't believe you. But I'm trying. Oh, she's trying. Of course I'm trying. Come on, where am I? Ugh, I hate people playing hard to get. I believe in you, but you gotta work for it. I can't do it. Sorry, but I'm cheating. The string of Pearl's electrotoxins shoot through the ocean like a bolt of lightning. It reaches out because it's attracted to you. It seeks the path of least resistance, looking for something that wants to respond. Sorry, I need to... I love this. This is just so good as a metaphor for the way that Saturn relates to people interpersonally. It just recently was referring to a little ball of anxiety that was the core of her mech, and it's now straight up saying, yeah, it shoots through the ocean, it reaches out because it's attracted to you, and it's seeking the path of least resistance, looking for something that wants to respond. She is spiky and she's abrasive because that's what will make people answer and actually engage with her. If she was just nice and polite, people would just walk over her, brush over her, just ignore her, or just move on, not really care. But being abrasive is a way to make people respond to you and engage with you, and that's what she's doing all the time. What it really does is run along the boundaries, theoretical and real. There's a place where the boundary between one thing and another is weakest, and it runs along the boundary until it finds it, and then it connects the two. Why is she doing that? Oh, it's what you're used to. Good at seeing weak spots. I've got a lot. Can you find them? You can do it if you try. Maybe you need a little push. It's like there's nothing, not a single crack. Don't say you're not perfect. Don't make me do all the work. The pressure is overwhelming, but it's overwhelming for Pluto too. The Krun Macula is like a little star, gushing matter and condensing it into an engine of light over and over. It was modeled after a theory of the Big Bang, after all, made in secret on the planet Hades, on the boundary between what is human and what is not. It's a fragile boundary. You can touch it, but be careful. Where's Hades? Oh well. This takes me back. Which is not fucking fair. Are you doing that on purpose? Always taking me to unpleasant pasts? Is it taking you back? Sorry. But we can't help it. It's the first thing beneath our surfaces. It's hard for me too. I love the use of concept art, I'm guessing. It takes Saturn back to her first implant series, when they took the most special children they could find and tried to cheat them into being even more special. bypass all the work and care that had gone into the third generation pilots and kick them directly into humanity's next stage. Cheating, you should know, felt good. It felt wrong, in a good way. It felt good in a way that felt obscene. It felt bad, like she was getting more than she deserved. They chose her, but she felt like she played a trick on them, like she lied and got candy for it. They knew there was nothing special about her, and then they gave her the most special thing. If they knew how special it was and how much she didn't earn it, they would have given it to someone else. But they didn't. Even when they threw her away, she never forgot how that felt. Why is it always like this? Oh, baby. It takes Pluto back to when she was learning how to be a person. In space, they decided they would start over, without assumptions. Humanity would be protected by the human children they could make. By the most human children they could make. No matter how badly she did, no matter how much she wasn't up to how perfect they wanted, they never gave up on her. That was the worst part. She wished so much they would give up. It was so hard. She just wanted to be the mess she really was, and they wouldn't let her. She knew with her whole heart what she was supposed to be, but she had it memorized, and she could never make it leave her body, become the things she did and the person she was. They let her be whatever she wanted, and she wasn't strong and smart and pretty enough to be it. Both of them remember reaching through the wall to the one on the other side, wishing so hard to hold hands it feels like you really are. You're 2 pebbles dropped in the pond, but your ripples touching are enough. No one knows. Even the 2 of you almost don't. Never say it out loud. Never think it too loud. It sounds so sad when you put it like that. Why? Don't show me things that stop making me jealous. Oh, you got me. You're touching me. I can hear you through the contact link. Huh. You got me good and that's what you have to say? You're the one who got me. You did it. You found me. You're clever. It's amazing. You don't need to flatter me. I won't feel better. I'm not. You better. I promise. Why am I so scared and you're so not? That's just me. Sorry I'm like this. Well, you can flatter me a little. You're a little needy, huh? Didn't you just say I just had you? Huh, you do. And you can do whatever you want now. Why did you do this? You came after me, so it's only fair I came after you. Don't say it's only fair. Say I'm amazing and important and you came after me specifically. You're totally not needy, huh? Give me a better answer. I want to know why it's me. I don't have one. There's so few of us left. I've got to cling to everyone. But I love that you're scared and you believe anyway. I think you're one of the only people who can make something change. And there's no time left. Is that a proposal? To join your side? Yeah. What if I refuse? Then give a good reason for me to join you. You're even more impulsive than me. You can start to see why I fight, can't you? The way I am starting to see why you do. Show me something important and I'll be yours too. Well, you're definitely not going to go quietly, are you? Nope. If I let you go, will you promise not to crush yourself and me and literally everything? This time, you mean? Yeah. I think I can do that. Say hi to Mercury for me. I'll see you again soon, baby. That was very revealing. I liked a lot both the concept art, but also because that was early draft in universe stuff where the two of them were pilots who were figuring shit out at the same time. And it sounds like they kind of, even if they didn't necessarily learn from each other, they leaned on each other during that time. And that's part of their connection. Anyway, we're back to these kind of tone setting email things, or letters, or whatever they are. I'll skim, again, I'll be basically reading through, and if there's anything that seems particularly relevant, I will stop and talk through it, but otherwise I'm just going to skip these. Day 5. OS root core reformatting 67% complete. Awaiting flight path. Input. Manual inject extract CM flight path. Forcibly extracting coordinates. Coordinates received. Flight path passes through former pilot plane. Flight path passes through former pilot training school, Lagrange Colony. Receiving new mission assignments. Error. Blocked from ship self side. Manual inject scan virus. Manual inject extract. 3 viruses detected and deleted. You have new mission assignments. Colony. Reclaim tidal reactor from Colony Core before Memorial Foundation. Colony. Prevent theft of entire colony by Cradle's Graces. Accept orders. Lamau. Accepted. Normalizing gravitational slingshot effect. Prepare for immediate launch to Lagrange Colony. Wow, I'm really fence-sitting. It's almost like if I'm just making choices based on personal feelings about the given scene, that maybe that doesn't make for good politics. Oh, more on Nix's resignation. Subject, Nix resignation 2. Origin, Memorial Foundation Investigative Archives. Author, MF Celestial Mechanics Research Lead Iapetus. Motherfucking research lead. Memorial Foundation, presumably. I didn't know before that he was a researcher, or maybe I don't think I knew that anyway. Nix, you fundamentally misunderstood the purpose of pursuing the dream of space. I never sought to correct you. After all of the great things you have accomplished are the result of that misunderstanding. You believed that your dream, so universally loved, was loved because we wanted it to come true. This was not the case, of course, even though I think the Memorial Foundation truly believed that they wanted the same as you. But as the tides of Earth turn, they realized in their own hearts that they are not the forefront of humanity's change, but slaves to its whims. To protect human culture means to always be at its beck and call, no matter what it becomes. And their dream is one of overwhelming power that will unlock the last mysteries and cement our authority forever. What your children achieved with freedom from gravity, we will have the power to determine on our own. I hope you can understand the depths of my gratitude to you for exploring these ideas, that they might one day belong to us. Iapetus. So, as far as I can tell, the split here is that Dr. Nix thought self-actualizing in space would be good for Earth, and Iapetus is like, it's good for the people themselves. What's weird is, I kind of have a hard time reading, like, how much is Iapetus self-interested in this, and how much is Iapetus just using this? Like, is Iapetus just weaponizing the situation in space for his own kind of political maneuvering, or is Iapetus personally invested in trying to get a good result? It's very interesting how much there are fringe characters that matter a lot that we'll only see on screen at the very ending. Subject, Academy Student Research Records, Mercury. Origin, database leak. Author, Pilot Operations Manager, Europa. Of all the Generation 3 pilots, Mercury is far and away the one best suited to actually be a pilot. To the degree I'd be terrified of giving that position to any other one of Iapetus's nightmare brats. So there's absolutely no chance that he'll be assigned, of course. He really is trying to maximize. What I want to impress, however, is that Mercury is still someone Iapetus chose personally for the pilot role, when he served himself during the Cold War, alongside the current second-tier candidate, Saturn. Mercury used to be a lot different, which is obvious. A lot of our pilots used to be a lot different, for reasons only space can explain. I think reducing it to Mercury's personal stake is as incomplete a reading as it would be for any of the other pilots in celestial mechanics. Some of them know exactly what they're doing, Mercury most of all. I don't think he has petulant grudges against humanity. He's just very critical. The only thing I have to say about this is, a lot of our pilots used to be different, but for reasons only space can explain, is a great euphemism about coming out. I think more people should adopt this. I don't know if I just click rapidly, but I love that it's just blasted out 2 messages immediately. Don't make it sound like I hate following command any less than you. Don't worry. I would never doubt that. Hey Mercury? Why are you still with Celestial Mechanics? Why are you, if you still are, that is? You're the one who can choose. Mercury? Oh, don't. If you hadn't hijacked String of Pearls, you'd be here like me, waiting. To see if it's true that we can be what comes after being human. I don't want that for you. I certainly don't trust or believe in Celestial Mechanics or Iapetus. But wasn't that the worst part? Even after he decided we weren't good enough to be the chosen pilots, neither of us left. He knew we wouldn't leave, because we already wanted it too much. Do you still want that more than anything else? I don't know. I know what I don't want, and it's to have nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for what? Coming to space, going to the academy, never having a chance to fight in the Cold War, not having a say either way, falling stupidly for the worst man alive. I'm counting on you, Saturn, to give me something better than just the same Earth we left. You'll never have to worry about that. I have only the highest ambitions for us. Those girls you're flirting with better have a decent future for us, is all I'm saying. Sure, fine, okay. Only if it's a really good one. If nothing else, I'll make sure that he doesn't get the future he wanted. Ha! Any future but the future he wants is good. Give me and Ganymede a good place. There, wherever and whenever it is. Channel closed. So, we've got 2 missions here. Deeper cuts, which we've done before in the Garden District, closest to the malfunctioning and broken tidal reactor that kept the colony together. Time and space aren't quite right. It's the perfect place for a real fight. How deep under Lunatara's skin do you think she can get? And then the new mission, Becoming Stars. The Lagrange colony is an uninhabitable husk, but Cradle's Graces still clings to it, quite literally. Pluto's dream might collapse under its own weight, or crush Saturn under it. I'm gonna go with this one first, the new one. Launch. The whole colony? Yeah, that's what I thought when I heard that this mission was about them stealing the colony. Even though, I'm sure we did it before, but I feel like it wasn't described in quite as alarming a way, because we obviously didn't do this actual mission. It's so refreshing to see you surprised for once, Saturn. I'm soaking it in. Hahaha, Mercury, but seriously? He wants me to stop Cradle's Graces from taking the entire colony out of the Lagrange point. Why? Why would they do that? Why would we care enough to stop them from trying? The colony should just rot. It's over. There's nothing left there. Cradle's Graces want those memories to live again. We need to discard the Earth completely and start something new. It's an anchor pulling us back home. The success of opening the gravity well on the moon will depend completely on how much is holding us down, even weak gravity like that. That's more than just stopping her then. You want me to destroy the colony. That's the mission, yes. Not that I'm not the greatest, but isn't that basically impossible for me? It's huge. There are smaller moons. Do your best then. The less memories, the better. I thought you didn't have any problems. That the colony should just rot. Ha, that's a funny joke. We both went through the same shit. Don't ask me that. Every happy memory is made retroactively disgusting by the sort of person Iapetus turned out to be. I hate him so much, I will never get over how much. Saturn. Yes, Mercury? Then why are you still pretending to be with celestial mechanics? Why are you doing this is the real question, Mercury. You know him like I do, so why are you still here? I apparently have enough power to destroy a colony, and I can ditch him whenever I want. Leave celestial mechanics, take Ganymede, I'll protect you. I'll make sure there's a good future in the end. You absolutely will not be fine if I leave. Of course I don't trust him at all, but he wants what I want. It's what you want too. I can't trust him on anything else, but I can trust him on that. Even if he's just doing this for his own game, with some other agenda in mind, he's truly going to give us this. Okay, so I do think Iapetus is a wholly self-interested actor who's just using a situation to further his own ends, to like probably prop himself up, get him some sort of power as like a leader or something. Equivalent to like a politician who doesn't care about an activist movement but is very interested in getting the clout from it. But that Mercury and Saturn is still like, sure, but if we want the result we want, we gotta go with this person who has some degree of power to push it through. Ugh. Disgusting. That's what I fell for, so stop reminding me. That's why I trust you too, of course. Even though I shouldn't. I know you won't accept anything less than what you want. If you can get half of that, it'll be more than enough for me. Gonna pick the loyal option here. That conversation about is I want Mercury and Ganymede to get a good ending. I don't know if I can. I don't know if that's even on the cards. Like if that's even a thing you can theoretically do. But if it's going to happen, it'll happen because of getting Celestial Mechanics ending with Saturn. So we've just got to get the same ending again. Pluto hesitates. Because she's not ready for this kind of fight, and Saturn is. The colony shines like a star until you're right on it. Then it looms, impossibly large, a translucent sphere, a drop of water suspended in space. Glistening beneath the drop of water, past the clouds that form in its crumbling artificial atmosphere, to the strange haze that seeps from beneath the crumbling streets. It's possible to make out the fading light of the colony's collapsing systems. A massive jewel, like a clean slice taken out of the Earth, and floated in space until its gravity formed it into the tiniest planet. Even a tiny world is still a world. Who can touch this? Move it even by an inch. Much less move the Earth by an inch. Pluto drifts slowly in orbit around the colony, waiting. Even you don't know what to do sometimes, huh? I'm kind of stumped too, if I'm being honest. But sorry, destroying it sounds way easier than whatever they're trying to make you do. The string of pearls skates along the outer edges of the colony's ice and atmosphere. She's having fun, she's playing. But just for a moment, Pluto wonders what she's doing here. Oh no, Saturn, I'm happy to see you, but I was hoping that I might be able to convince you to help me take it away. Oh yeah? And what made you think that? For the same reason you thought you could convince me. 'Cause you like me? Or because you don't care for your side that much either? I care about all of us left here in space. It's amazing that you actually, honestly do. But that's not what I asked, huh? There's a lot of ways to care about everyone up in space. Tracking a colony out of the Lagrange point yourself is one way to do it. There's another way to care about everyone up in space. You can show it by destroying this place too. You're saying that would free us from the past? But it won't make those memories go away. We're making something out of them, so that time and pain won't be wasted. This is important to me, and I'll fight for real over it. Don't look at me like that, you'll make me sad. You really don't need to be the one to tell me, because I already know I'm doing something super dumb. I wonder, what do you want? And why you think you can get it from me? It's just going to be a fight. Is that what you're after? The string of pearls presses its heel into the ice of the colony's atmosphere. Yes, even more so now. Didn't they teach you about the sunk cost fallacies in the academy? Memories should just be memories. That's why you kinda make me mad sometimes. I've been having this feeling you're going to do something way dumber and scarier than just fight me. Am I right? Because after I already said that there wasn't anything you could do, after you were shaking and afraid from just being close enough to see me, it looks like I can trust you to come right back, no matter how much I try to warn you. I trust you to come back twice as much. You're wasted on protecting this pointless ball of scrap. Whoever is ordering you around has no idea what they're doing. Haha, you're so right. But I'm still not going to let you through. You're wasted on Cradle's graces in general. And the rest of humanity too. Don't try to push my buttons like that. I won't think it's cute. It's a lot of work to be a human. I'm not trying to be cute, I mean it. It's more for some humans than for others. You're not mad at the humans who got to be humans for free? It's a privilege to be human. Have you forgotten why we're here? Because humans who wanted to be more human took the least human of us up here to see how much more human they could be. And now they want to throw you away after they learned everything they could from you. Don't you resent humanity? I do. What do you do when someone says you can't have something? Do you think you should work twice as hard until you earn it? I don't. I want to smash it until no one can have it. You know, you're just like Lunatera. Ugh, please don't say that. You're merciless. Haha, it's in a good way. Not even then. Don't get me wrong. It just depresses me to see you wasted on all them. You should be having fun. Haha. You know, I wish I could come here. I wish I would come here just for that. Just to have fun. Good. Have fun with me. I know you want to show me mercy. Labrat to labrat. Mutant bitch to mutant bitch. That's not what we need though. is it? I want to see the you that's having nothing but fun. I'm still getting used to this body, but I think I can still surprise you with it. And you like that, right? Cutting loose with no gravity to tie you down? I think about that every day. It's so tempting. You've got to be ginger with the universe, you know, Saturn. Now that you're this strong, you've got to be careful. So much can go wrong. I'll make sure to be very careful with the universe you love. You don't have to hold back with me, though. Aren't I the only person you can go tide to tide with, holding nothing back? That's a big promise. I don't want to come off as full of myself, but I don't want you to underestimate me either. Plastic girl to plastic girl, I wouldn't patronize you like that. It's tempting, but I wonder if you're really ready. You wouldn't mind getting your ship self broken and dragged back for the Cradle's Grace's dream lab to do who knows what to? What, is that supposed to sound bad? You really are. Oh fine. I'm going to start easy, okay? They flirted enough, so neither is in the mood to lie. So no holding back. A lie to others about how strong you are, and no mercy. A lie to yourself about how strong someone else is. When Pluto opens her arms wide enough for her gravity to condense, pull, and tear through space, she's trusting Saturn can handle the pressure. She has faith Saturn will outdo her. Saturn meets Pluto's expectations with just a little bit of convulsing and shuddering. Then, she exceeds them by darting like a bullet, a little hot arrow of danger, and just as dangerous to the touch. Krunmakula is a big target, but Saturn isn't going to be lazy this time. This is the time to be precise, to throw everything in on the vector she's flying along, to not let Pluto's tidal forces budge her a millimeter. Which is good, because even then, she only barely grazes Pluto. Pluto's way faster than you could ever imagine. The universe moves away, bending to not hit her, with tides that say, "Oh, coming into orbit is fine, but no touching. That you have to work for." That Saturn dared anyway is very bold of her. The burn on Krunmakula where Saturn's light passed over Pluto stings only a little, but it was close. So Pluto takes her seriously and grabs the string of pearls by the tail, flings her into the colony's surface, and dives after her. Saturn is basking in the bounty of attention. It requires all of Pluto's gravitational forces to keep her contained. A string of pearls makes her feel like goo, like a cartoon, like a liquid, and with it, she's as slippery and untouchable too. Others would shatter under the pressure, but String of Pearls bulges and squishes. Pluto pulls and pushes, trying to force her in a space that will still sit long enough she can deal with it. Saturn squeals in excitement, until she can stop giggling long enough to push Pluto off with an electric burn. Pluto can't help but laugh too. It's funny how much nothing is working, even though she's trying as hard as she can. That makes her want to work as hard as she can. Lab-grown girls know. Vat-cultured girls know. Carefully indoctrinated, carefully raised, special gifted girls. They all know. Heroes want to hold us, but we don't need them at all. Rather than bandages and kindness, the string of pressing wounds together is the medicine we need. The sting of pressing wounds together is the medicine we need. No boy who wants to heal your wound is worth the one who'll tell you your wound is there. I can't believe it. Me neither. I really thought I'd actually be the one beating you. You didn't lie though. You really could endure it. All of it. The colony is much worse for wear. Saturn shattered against it many, many times. Pluto broke across it a few times too. It's shaking in the Lagrange point. You won, even though you lost. I had a lot of fun. I wouldn't have been able to have it with anyone else. I'm glad I trusted you not to lose. Ha! I told you. Good girl. I should never have doubted one of us. Thank you, thank you. We did our best. Had the most fun we could have. When we get to the moon, don't forget. You could keep having fun just like this, if you let me show you the way. Day 6. Getting pretty near the end now. I can get to what? 75%? That's probably enough. I'm still going to broadly still choose things personally, but I'm going to be very conscious of the fact that I can so quickly end up with a different ending than my own faction's one. I think that's going to do it for this episode. I think the next one might be ending this route because we have 2 missions we've already done before left and only 1 real one. So that might fit in 1 episode. We'll see. I guess there'll also be lots of emails and stuff in between, so play it. We'll find out. Thank you all for watching. As always, please do support the creators of this game, Pillowfight Games. The details of how to do that are all in the description of the video. Thank you for watching.